Yeah, that's true. Both accurate. Thank God. Ya ya la la ya la la. Ay ay ya la la. Ay ay ay. Ya la ya la ya. Ah la 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 ya. Ay ya la. Ay, 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 ya la, yo, ya la, yo, ay, ay, yo, ay, 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 ya la, ya la, ay, alay, ay, alay, alay, alayo, yalalay, alalay, ay, alalay, ay, yalay, alay, Yalay, ay, alay, ay, alay, 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 ay, yalalalay, ay, alay, ay, alay, alay, alayo, yalay, ay, alay, ay, alay, alay, alayo. Shabbat Shalom. So as we come into space on Zoom, come into space here on 50th Street, I'm just going to invite us to do a little energetic fine-tuning of our space. You see, when I call it energetic fine-tuning of our space, don't you feel inclined to want to do it with me? Whereas if yeah, I thought so. I'm going to ask us to please try to fill in our rows. See, when I say just move, no one does that. But I'm going to ask us, there actually is an energetic movement when if we feel comfortable sitting next to other people, shoulder to shoulder, letting our voices come and fill the space. So there's a space right here. I will not make you lead anything, I promise. But if someone wants to come sit next to me, I love this so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Energetic fine-tuning, yesher koach. And I just want to give credit, b'shem omro, in the teaching of my teachers, that this is not actually something this is not a tonight innovation. Wow. Let's just take a moment and feel it. I see there's one chair, and so I'm going to invite us, if there are chairs next to you that feel like, we'll move the chair, I just want to invite us to fill in the space and feel what that feels like, actually. It feels different, doesn't it? Oh, Julie. So again, please make the choices for yourself, your soul, your neshama, that if you're like too close, find the right place for you. But if and as people are coming in, invite them to come sit with you. Help them fill in the space as opposed to sitting like little satellites, because I feel really different. Actually, thank you. And I want to offer this teaching in the name of my teacher, in the name of Rabbi Ruth Gan Kagan, who is a rabbi and a teacher in Jerusalem, who leads a monthly prayer circle called Nava Tehillah in Jerusalem. And I was one of the Levi'im, I was one of the musicians and prayer leaders in Nava Tehillah for a year. And before we would begin our work together, we would take chairs out and make sure that the circle was whole. That we would really feel, and that there wasn't a break in the space. And so while we recognize, and in everything we do, we recognize and always take time to notice who isn't here, right? The ways in which our community is diasporic and is reaching. And in this moment, certainly as our hearts are breaking, our community is also, we know our community is in pieces. That when we come together in prayer, we also make space for wholeness. And we let this minyan be the container that holds. And so just thank you. I know now not to say, please move, but instead, we'll call it spiritual fine-tuning from now on. And then we'll make this space. And thank you so much to friends on Zoom. I hope that you, as we were doing our in-space grounding and making this space feel whole, I hope that whatever it takes for you, whether it's pouring a cup of tea, cuddling up with your pet, under a blanket, taking a deep breath, I hope that each of us is finding the way to make this moment a little more whole. Knowing that the work of minyan is both collective and also individual, of counting ourselves in. And we get to open, we're going to turn to page 323 and welcome in our Shabbat angels. Ya la 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 la, ya la la, la la ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, la ya la yo, la 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 la, ya la la, la la ya la, ya la la ya la, ya la la, la ya la yo, ya la, ay ya la la. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Ay ay ay, Boachem l'Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, ay ay ay, Zedchem l'Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ay la 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 la, ya la la, ay la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ay la ya la la, ay la 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 la, ya la la la, ay la 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 la, ay la 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 la, ya la la, ay la ya la yo, ay la, ay ya la la, ay ay la, ay la oh, ay la la, Shabbat Shalom. Is there anyone here who's here for the very first time? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Are you visiting from out of town or are you welcome? Yay. Are you here from out of town or are you okay? Oh my goodness, welcome. Thanks so much for being here. And is there anyone who's here for the first time in a long time? You get to define your long time. Yeah, welcome back. welcome back. And if you're here on the Zoom space for the first time, or coming back for the first time in a long time, welcome back. It's time now to light candles. We're actually inside of Shabbat already. It's been dark now for a while, but we light candles as a community just to be able to symbolize this feeling of entering for anyone who hasn't lit yet. So I'm going to invite anyone who feels like lighting candles. Look at that. Just take a moment. You're like, I need that help, that feeling of marking time, to come join me on the bima or to light candles at home. But our blessings are found on page 2, if you want to bless along. We'll open in song on page 12, inviting each other into... And I'm going to... Gordon, is it possible to turn my voice way down in the speakers? Thank you so much, so we can hear each other a little bit more. Yay. Thank you, Gordon. Lechu neranena Ladonai Naria Letzuyishenu Nekadma Fanav Betoda Bizmirot Narialo Lechuneranena Ladonai Naria Letzuyishenu Nekadma Fanav Betoda Bizmirot Narialo Ayalai Ayalai Alalai Ayo Alalai Ayalai Alalai Yalalai Ayalai Alalai Ayo we've got an energetic contingent coming in the room now. So we're going to greet them in song, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, page 13. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo, Baseru miyom liyom, Yeshuato. Sapru vagoyim kevodo bechol ha'amim nifleotav ki gadol Adonai umulal meod norahu al kol Elohim yalalalai ki kol Elohim amim elilim v'Adonai shamayim asay yalalalala hod ve'hadar lefanav oz v'tiferet b'mikdasho ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים ומלואו יעלוס עדי וכל אשר בו אז ירננו כל עצי הער לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ ישפוט תבל בצדק ועמים באמונתו יללללי יללללי Lines of page 17. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehakodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehakodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. We'll turn to our colorful sheets. We'll release ourselves, God willing, may we please. Maybe no, it's not we'll release what we can ourselves, and we'll ask for the rest. We'll ask for the rest to get released as we sing Ana B'Choach. It's partnership, right? Ana B'Choach B'Choach Gedulat Yemincha Yemincha Tatir Tzerura Kabel Rinat Amcha Sagveinu Tahareinu Nora Ana B'Choach B'Choach Gedulat Yemincha Yemincha Tatir Tzerura Kabel Rinat Amcha Sagveinu Tahareinu Nora Ana B'Choach Gedulat Yemincha Tatir Tzerura Tatir Tzerura Kabel Rinat Amecha Sagveinu Tahareinu Nora Ya lai 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 ya lai 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 la lai ai lai 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 la lai ai lai lai yo ai ya lai ai ya lai ai lai 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 la lai ai lai lai yo. Let's turn together to Lechadodi. La 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la la ay la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la ya la la ya la la ya la la ay la la yo Lechadodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmi'anu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem ultiferet ve'litila Lechadodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila Lechadodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekabela Mikdash melech yemelucha kumit likrat kala yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lesadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabela Dodi likrat kala yala 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala yala 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabela La yala la Hey Shabbat Shalom. So I'm going to invite us to take the next 4 minutes to greet each other. I know 4 minutes feels like a weird thing to say out loud, but it will help our friends on Zoom do breakout rooms and come back. So we can take the next few minutes to greet each other, to welcome each other into space. I noticed that our friend from Hawaii did not choose to come outside. Welcome, Paul. So let's take the next 4 minutes to greet each other, and we'll come back together in song. Shabbat Shalom. Yai, yalalai, 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 yai, yalalai, yalalai, yai, yalalai, yalalai. Yeah, yeah, la la, yeah, la la la, yeah, yeah, la la, yeah, la la la. We'll sing these words, which are on page 22. They're not in the transcript online, but there are only a few words. It's Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. That's it. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Sing a song to the day of Shabbat, which is both about this Shabbat moment this week that we're entering, and also allowing ourselves as we sing to imagine a world where every day is Shabbat. So we ground in this particularity, this moment, and allow ourselves to enter Shabbat right now, and allow that depth, that sinking into now, to be a way of expanding into the eternal, the boundless. So let's sing. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. I'm hoping someone in the Makom Minyan might be able to just type those words in. If not, I'll notice if you don't, and I will type them in. Ah, they're already there. Sarah now's coming through. Mizmor Shir, Mizmor Shir, Mizmor Shir, Mizmor Shir, wow. Mizmor Shir, Mizmor Shir, Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir, Mizmor Shir, Mizmor Shir, Mizmor Shir, Mizmor Shir, Mizmor Shir, Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Let's rise in body and spirit on page 28 as we call each other to prayer with Baruch Hu. Ya ya la la ya la 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 yo. Ay ya la la ya la 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 yo. Ay ya la la la. Ay ya la la la. Ay la 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 ya la 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 yo. Ay la la la. turn to page 30 and allow, if you want to be inside of the liturgy, these words to pass through us, and if we want to just hold the ideas of these words before we bless. As we come ever closer to solstice, to allow the power and gentleness, the embrace of darkness to do its work on us, to allow the moon and the stars and each other's bright eyes shining in the darkness, that light, those sparks, to remind us it's never just dark or just light. It's always a mix. And we bless on that mixing. We bless on that movement between dark and light. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המרי ורבים. We bless on love. On page 32, אהבת עולם, בית ישראל עמך אהבת. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Please rise. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. We'll turn together to Michamocha, page 40. And I want to offer a midrash that I've taught before on these words of crossing through the sea, which I think is a midrash of both of hope and it's also of a tremendous grief and trauma. It's a midrash of the Israelites crossing through the sea, and the walls of water were very vast. There's a lot of rabbinic imagination of what was happening in the waters. I'm cool. Thank you so much. Rafi and I got it. Thank you. And as the Israelites were walking through the water, through the narrows, a baby started to cry. Probably expressing what all the grown-ups were feeling too. And the baby's grown-up reached into the water and pulled out a pomegranate and opened the pomegranate and offered those tiny seeds, those tiny sweet seeds to the baby. And I'm thinking a lot right now about the trauma that this moment is sowing in this generation, this tiny generation. All of us, the collective body is holding and is moving and learning and grieving. But our little ones, this new generation that doesn't have words or frameworks, is just absorbing. And certainly for the children of Gaza, and certainly for the children of Israel, like, there isn't another option other than absorbing. And I just, as my love, as we sing these words, I just want us to really commit ourselves to being grown-ups who pull pomegranates out of the waves, who find ways to sweeten and make sense of and connect with and comfort and lift up and stay accountable to tiny humans when they call. Thank you very much for making the poetic actual. Well done. But there we are, just really in the midrash now. So as we sing, we don't have to leave any part of ourselves out. We get to bring the hope of it. We get to bring the grief of it. We get to bring the parts of ourselves that are those crying babies and the parts of ourselves that are the grown-ups, reaching for rimonim, reaching for pomegranates in the waves. And let's sing together. Ay, ay, ay. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele, malchutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zelianu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yai la lai lai, ai la lai lai, ai la lai lai, ya la lai, ai lai, ai la lai lai, ai la lai lai, ai la lai lai, ya la lai yo. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Let's pray for peace. Let's pray for protection. On page 42, 3 lines down. Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat, shelomecha, ufros aleinu sukat, sukat, shelomecha, ufros aleinu sukat, sukat, shelomecha. Turn to page 44 and sing about the ways that we protect Shabbat and the ways that we partner with each other to guard this sacred time. I'm going to invite us to rise in body and spirit as is possible. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את Sheshet Yamim Asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We turn together to page 46. We offer this kavanah, this intention, as we open to our personal prayer, and then we'll take time and quiet, and we'll come back together on page 62 in song. Adonai, sfatai tiftach, ufi agid, tehilatecha. 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 La la la, ya la 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 la. Ay 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 Allah yo. Ay 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 la ya la la. Ay la ay ay la 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 yo. Ay la lo. Let's pray for healing. The words we use are found in our colorful sheets, number 2. And I'll look around the room before we use our liturgy and invite you to share names aloud or in the chat of people you're praying for, people who are in need of healing. So tonight we're praying for in reaching for language to describe this last month. The word I've used again and again is an unraveling. Facing the horror of October 7th and the devastation of war in Gaza and the escalating displacement of Palestinians in the West Bank, any illusion of stability or balance has unraveled. And for many American Jews, certainly, this time has been both a tremendous shake-up of our understanding of material safety and of our connection to each other, and of our understanding of our responsibility to Israelis and to Palestinians. These last weeks have unraveled our sense of shared understanding. Any illusion that the words we use mean the same thing. As an example, I wanted to offer a peek into my inbox, an unglorious place. I'm glad you don't have to travel in. Specifically, don't worry, none of your emails will be shared. Just wanted to share some of the things that progressive rabbis right now are wrestling with. And I took just the first 3. Rabbis are having heartfelt, broken-hearted, heated discussions in listservs about what Zionism means, and are wrestling and working to disentangle anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism, and are trying to support each other and challenge each other when raising critical questions. The rabbis are struggling. Our assumptions are unraveling. Yeah, thank you. Here's a beat. Ooh, here's a microphone.
Here's a microphone. Here, we can
It's all
trade. You take
happening.
microphone, I'll keep it.
Thank you. Wow. The rabbis are struggling, but I have two hands. And thank God, in the face of this, we're trying to find words, to find language, to stay rooted in curiosity. There are some who are very frustrated that even rabbis are so disoriented and are reevaluating our language and meaning. It's terrible, and it's clumsy, and it's embarrassing to do in public. But I find it so moving. Meaning is shifting, and our relationship to words and to the realities that they're trying to represent are slipping and changing. And in the face of those tectonic shifts and changes, we can freeze, or we can reach to each other to learn. There are times, teaches Rabbi Isaac Meir of Alter, the first rabbi of Ger, Hasidic teacher and master, there are times when meaning is more stable, when it is clear and accessible. And there are other times when meaning is shaken, when the signifiers are disarranged, in Hebrew, be'irbuv, and disoriented. And in such times, taught the rabbi of Ger, only the holiest people can discover the letters and arrange them appropriately. But by holy people, let's read patient people. Let's read curious and compassionate people. Diligent and brave people, people open to tshuva, people dedicated, and here we're lifting the root kadesh, which means holy, but can also mean to dedicate or to designate. Dedicated people who are dedicated to justice and fostering enduring connection. We're living in a time of irbuv, certainly, of mix-up and disorientation, meaning that once felt solid, perhaps, fixed, perhaps, is now shaken, and we shake with it. The first rabbi of Ger taught that it's the responsibility of individuals to pay attention to that disorientation and to rearrange, finding new possibilities of meaning making. And so when we read this week of our ancestor Jacob rearranging stones after he's left the familiar context of his parents' home and sets off into the woods to sleep a first night away, and then arranges stones as a pillow under his head, we read he takes stones from that place and positions them in very particular places under his head, like a pillow. And the Sfat Emet, who is the grandson of the first rabbi of Ger, taught that Jacob's act of positioning stones is synonymous with arranging language. He draws on the teaching that the letters of the Hebrew alphabet can also be referred to as stones. So when we read that Jacob says, "This stone that I have placed as a monument will be a house of God," we can understand that Jacob arranged and built a structure and a home from letters, from meaning. Jacob made a new meaning from a disoriented and confusing time. After all, Jacob assembles the stones of the place around his head, and from that place dreams a miraculous dream of angels ascending and descending. Have there been words that have felt confusing to you in these last weeks? Have there been words that have felt charged and hot? Gesundheit. Difficult to use or to relate to? Has it been possible for you to slow down with those words? To try to understand them maybe in a new context? To try to find the holy sparks nested inside them? What's made that process difficult? What support have you needed to try to engage with those words, to rearrange those stones? What dreams might become possible as we reconnect and renew our language together? The rabbis of Talmud taught that there is nothing that does not have a place, And so when Jacob came to the place and he took the stones from that place, Jacob was able to make a new order, make meaning out of disorientation and confusion. He took mixed up pieces and created something whole and something holy. Unlike Jacob, I believe that our work of rearranging stones is not solitary work. It's not the work of individuals by themselves. We need each other. We need our differences. We need our experiences to make sense of the irbuv, this disorientation and confusion, this pain before us. Our compassion for each other and our willingness to reach out with questions and care will help us make sense of our words and will help us unveil the sparks of the divine hiding inside them. So may we be brave enough to find each other when we feel most isolated. May we be bold enough to say when we don't understand and to ask each other for our perspectives. And may we be compassionate enough to disagree out loud, hard to do in Minnesota, but so needed to disagree out loud, to push and wrestle with each other that we might invite new blessings. Shabbat Shalom. So we're going to offer our community blessing. And I just want to invite us to take a moment and just look around this space, this sweet circle, the sweet circle on Zoom. Stretching, I see, from Oregon to Pittsburgh at least. My goodness. And all over the Twin Cities. And if I could just put in a tiny wish that if any of the words I spoke felt resonant or relevant to you tonight, I would really invite you, come up afterwards. There's a group of people here who are really trying to figure out how we can be bridging and connecting and deepening our work and our understanding, specifically around Israel and Palestine here. And I would really love to connect you with that group of people. It's not a group over there, it's this community. So please, if you're interested in getting involved, come talk to me and I will help bridge. But let's bless. Number 3 on our colorful sheets, I will sing. Please sing with me, and then I'll invite our Zoom blessers to share blessings in the chat. Hamalach hagoel oti, Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hane'arim, vayikarev bahem shemi, v'shem avotai, Avraham v'Yitzchak, v'yidgul harov b'kerev haaretz, Yisimchem Elohim kesara, kerivka, kerachel uchelea, כפרעים וכמנשה, יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. יללה, 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 May we build each other pillows to hold each other and support one another. It's starting really tender. May we find the words to bring us together. May we always be connected in the irbuv. May we ask questions even when our voice shakes. May we speak across difference with care, with courage, knowing our fates are all tied to one another. May we all see better days. May we listen even if we do not agree. May we find action when we fall in despair. Repair, repair, repair. May we not lose our sense of awe. May we arrange a just and lasting peace during our lifetimes. May we have the strength to challenge those stuck places in ourselves so we can find our way to our collective liberation. May our words pull us together rather than push us apart. May we know deep in our bones that we can create new worlds together that we can't even imagine alone. May our collective learning and connection lead us to a more free world. Ken yehi ratzon, yalalai, 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 It has been an honor to serve this community for 6.5 years, but in this moment, in this terrible moment, it just feels like such a precious gift to get to learn and be and keep davening together through this time. So thank you. We will continue through our service, moving towards conclusion. I'm going to invite us, please, to rise in body and spirit on page 284 for Vahashevota. Vahashevota. Seated. We turn now to Kadisha Tom, to Mourner's Kaddish, and it's the custom of our community to share words about the people we're remembering. And so if I say people that you're remembering, I invite you just to raise your hand and I will come to you and you can share a sentence or two about them. And if I get to the end of the list and I have not yet said their name, please just raise your hand. And I'll come over and you can share their name and a story. But before I do that, we're just going to take moments now, as we have been doing every week for the last many weeks, to hold the impossibility of holding the many thousands of people who have been killed since October 7th. So many people, we could not say all of their names. And we'll sing Ose Shalom together and hold that space, and then we'll share the names of our community. Ose Shalom Bimroma, Uyase Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel. We're in Shloshim, the first 30 days since the deaths of Sherry Muellerly Saltzman, mother of Emily, and Paul Wernick, father of Sarah Schoenwald. And we observe the yard sites of Joan Gordon Binder, Jane Binder's mother, and Emily and Naomi's grandmother. John Daniel Brennan, Kate's father. Harold Brooks, Linda's father. Cornelius Doyle, Christina Rothstein's grandfather. Carolyn Feschbach, David's aunt. Patty Carol Hansen, Bridget Sharon's mother. Lottie Hiller, Michael Barr's grandmother. Jim Hyman, Tema Shankman's husband. Ben Kalin, Jeremy's paternal grandfather. Robert Katz, Jerry's father.
My dad died 10 years ago this month, and it's still just kind of a surprise that he's not here. It feels like, the sun was shining every day, and then all of a sudden the sun went away. So I still miss him a lot.
Margaret Kellen, Robert's grandmother. Robert Leclerc, Sego's grandfather. Barbara Lee Johnson, Keith's mother. Gertrude Perlman, Phyllis Edinger's mother. Nechama Pink, Joel's daughter. Joel, I hope that you share stories. Wishing you comfort. Lena Reyes, Sophia Wood's aunt. Walter Schick, Rachel Royblatt's stepfather. Irving Siegel, Diane's father. Jack Stetner, Rosie Math's grandfather, and Ellen Stetner's father. Nechama Stainer, Leora Stainer's grandmother. Dennis Wallstrom, Billy's brother. Brenda Weissman, Robert's mother. Lou Wiener, father of Barbara and Phyllis. Edward Wolf, Larry's dad.
Well, it's been 3 years, and I still miss him a lot. Kind of feel like the way Jerry feels, I suppose. But I do have a story. It's good to have a funny story. Many Purim spiels ago, Rebecca was helping out as an assistant, and so we were doing a beauty contest for the Purim spiel, or to find Queen Esther. And Rebecca pulled my dad up as a contestant for the beauty contest. He didn't win, but he was a really good sport about it, and I think he loved the attention.
And Thelma Woodson, Darren's grandmother. I'm wondering, are there other names, other people that we're remembering? Yeah, Kelly.
My dad died the day before Thanksgiving 14 years ago, and that was really hard, obviously, but Thanksgiving was my favorite day. He owned a barbecue restaurant, so we ate like kings and queens. It was wonderful, and my mom was a great cook, too, of blessed memory as well. But he was a country boy, and he got a 6th grade education, and he lied so he could go to World War II. His boat got shot out from him twice. He still had the shrapnel in his legs, but he was a humble man. And but he had this kind of. My mom's name was Barbara, and when she was a kid, there were a lot of Barbaras, and so they called her Bobby. Well, my dad had this kind of accent because I'm from Oklahoma, and he'd say, "Well, Kelly, how are you doing?" And I'd say, "I'm fine, Dad." But we started calling him Yogi, and my mom Boo Boo. So, how you doing, Yogi? I'm doing fine, Boo Boo. But he had great. If you've ever heard me talk for a long time, you know that I use these bizarre allegories, but I blame him for it because he would say, "I'm as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs." And and he would say, frustrated, which has saved me a many time from a quarter in a swear jar. So, but I miss him. He was my stepdad, but I knew him when I was a baby, and my mom and him got together later on again, and he's the only daddy I ever knew, even though I had a biological donor. And I miss him. He was a strong man, and but very gentle and kind, and very good to other people.
I'll invite our community, please, to rise in body and spirit as we say Kaddish for those we've mentioned and those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. And we turn together to page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyom echon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ulamei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei dekudsha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi Shlam Rabbah min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. You may be seated, and it is my joy to invite Julie Jacobs to join us here. Julie and Isabella, thank you so much for sending out the books and colorful papers, and I'm so glad to have Julie here to be offering announcements on behalf of the community. You've done this before, though. You've done.
Yeah, I've done this before. I got it, Rabbi. Thank you for being with us tonight. It's such a joy, really is a joy for all of us to be together. At the end of the service, please return the prayer books to the usher table and separate the colorful song sheets from the Sidurim. Thank you to all of those who made tonight possible: Rabbi Ariel, Gordon, the Makom Minion, David Bailey, who baked a berry challah, me, and Lori Sweet. Thank you to our Shomrim for your steady presence. Find all of our Shir Tikva programming updates in our weekly e-news and on the website, including all of our Sukkot events. No, okay, Hanukkah events. I'm like, wait a minute, this. All right, I'm just going to wing it for now. And I also want to remind everybody that 2 weeks from tonight, is it December 7th? December 7th? December 8th and 9th, we are celebrating Rabbi Ariel's installation. So there's going to be a service on Friday night, and on Saturday there's going to be all kinds of activities, finishing with a multi-generational dance party. So without further ado, I will give you the...
Thank you, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. So much gratitude. Thank you, Julie. Here we go. Here we are. Liz, I'm wishing you a very sweet Shabbat. So good to be able to start it together. Thank you so much to our friends on Zoom for being with us, and to all of us here. Just so wonderful to get to sing together and to enter Shabbat together. I'm going to invite, if anyone wants to get close to that berry challah and try it for the very first, head on up to the bima as we lift our grape juice and challah. That's right, Larry. I'm like, sounds so good. Yay, Larry. So we will, if you want to turn to page 5, we'll bless grape juice, and then we'll bless our challah.
I need a siddur for the wine.
Oh, okay, here you go.
Oh, you want to do that one?
Oh, no, you please, by all means.
No, you do it. Okay, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, B'Shabbat kadsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta yotanu kidashta Mikol ha'amim B'Shabbat kodshecha B'ahava uvratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat.
What's under here? What do you think?
I don't know.
It is
how?
very beautiful.
You know, I haven't done that since my bar mitzvah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. We should go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'teirah.
Please come back next week and do it again. It was beautiful.
I'm sending Rachel next.
There we go. So we'll sing our way out. Please come up and grab challah. It's too beautiful. I hope it's totally gone by the time we are all out of the space. Just one final plug for 2 weeks from now. We'll be welcoming as guests Martha Ackelsberg, who is a professor of feminism and anarchism, and Judith Plaskow, who is an incredible Jewish feminist theologian. And I'm just very excited to have them here and to have them teach. Many, many months ago, when I asked them to come, they decided on a topic, which is how do we handle difficult texts in difficult times? And at that point, I was like, please, it's a celebration. Like, can we find a different word for difficult times? And Judith was like, what do you want? Horrendous? And now I'm like, okay, great. Like, we're ready. And their ask is, please, so that's 3:00 on Shabbat, the 9th of December, and their request is, please bring a horrendous text. So if there's a text in Judaism that you wrestle with, either prayer or a piece of Torah that you're like, this is really difficult for me, I don't know how to hold this, their ask is, please bring it, and then we'll wrestle with it together. So challenge the scholars, please. Let's sing, shall we? Okay, we'll say Shabbat Shalom, and then we'll sing. La 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la ya la, oh, la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la ya la, oh, ay la la, ya la la, ya oh, ay la la. Shabbat Shalom.